This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
The 1% Club is kicking off. The host with the most, of course, Jim Jefferies joins us now. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. I was just listening to your show. I'm very jealous about the $2 spiders.
I know.
They
You're
don't
not wrong.
sell them here in America.
Yeah.
I mean, how good is that?
I have to go to McDonald's,
Yeah.
right? I order the frozen Coke, and then I have to pay for a soft serve cone, and then I have to dump the ice cream in myself like a bloody idiot.
Yep.
And you know what? McDonald's in America, they don't do any. Is it still 30 cents for a cone in Australia?
I
think it
I'd be
might be a
guessing
bit
it'd be about
more. I think
$30 now.
I think it's either 50 or 70. I'm not sure, but I think it might be 50
It's still
It's under a buck.
hovering around the $1, right?
Yeah.
The ice cream cone in Australia, in America, $2.60. Bastard.
What? Then what?
That's a
Bastard.
stitch
And
up.
that's American dollars.
The American dollars.
Outrageous.
Yeah, you're
Wow.
looking at good $4 Australian, $3.50 Australian. Bloody rip-off.
Hey, Jim, about with the spiders, right? So we all grew up with the Coke spider, right?
Yeah.
What was the first time you varied from the Coke spider? Because the first time that I had anything different, Mum put the ice cream with Fanta, and I blew my mind. It was like the very fabric of existence just tore apart. I didn't know it could
You do
happen.
something.
Okay, that one's like a splice, isn't it? You got the orange with the vanilla,
Yeah.
and it's like a splice ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have taken. You don't really have this soda as much in Australia, but I like a good Dr Pepper float.
Oh, do you?
Dr Pepper spider, yeah, I'm big with
Yeah,
them.
I heard
love
you call it
Dr.
a
Pepper.
float then. You have changed.
Yeah,
You've turned
you're
into
so
a
Hollywood.
I've been away for a long
Come
time.
on,
Hey,
mate.
Jim, the Dr. Pepper.
After I finish it, I like to put the bottle up on a ledge and shoot it with a gun.
And then eat my peanut paste
what you were
sandwich.
saying
I know it's
Oh,
a
I
peanut
thought you just
paste.
went and then eat my penis.
Penis.
in the
I
corner.
know.
Hey, Jim, the Dr. Pepper that you're talking about, I mean, root beer is another one they always talk about. And Nathan just mentioned the peanut butter and jelly. Now,
Peanut paste over
PBJ.
there.
paste.
No, peanut butter.
do you have those sandwiches? Have you gone to that kind of cuisine?
Everybody in America eats a B and J sandwich, as they call them,
I've
right?
never had one.
And I've never had one.
No.
Do you want to know why?
'Cause it's
I'm not a
wrong.
moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
What is
when you
that?
look at it, it's just goo and their
Yes.
bread is horrible. Maybe if I could get a bit of Australian sunbreast or Tip Top, the good stuff,
Tip top
right?
into us, yeah.
Yeah, I'm where the bread mushes down when you bite it, but American bread, it always springs back as soon as you bite it. Terrible sugar-filled crap, and then they want to cover it in more and jelly. It's strawberry jam.
Yeah,
Come on, mate.
It's jam.
They sell in America. They sell peanut butter with the jam, the jelly swirled through it, so you can all just do it in one
That's
one
wrong.
night.
No, remember when they
wrong.
started putting the
Dreadful
Vegemite? Was it Vegemite 2.0 when they started putting Vegemite and was it cheese together
Yes.
in the jar? It's like,
Yeah.
shut up, we
No.
can do it ourselves. Hey, Jim, you are a great representative of Australia because I feel like you're every man. You're all of us, but more talented. I want to know, right? How do you go in really fancy Hollywood situations? Do you find, are you comfortable with it now? Are you a fish out of water? What?
I've met a lot of famous people over here. Brad Pitt was me weatherman. I've been to
That's right.
parties. I've been to parties with extremely famous people, and I haven't remained friends with any of them. So I think that will tell you. I think tell you how good I go. They're always, they've watched one of my stand-up specials. They're always excited to meet me, and then they're very disappointed after.
So do you hang around in Aussie circles, Jim?
Eddie Vedder came to one of my
Yeah,
shows,
yeah.
and I wasn't invited to Pearl Jam. Let's just say that.
So when what amazes me is so many Australians do go to LA and they start with that mid-Pacific accent almost immediately. You have not got. You've been there a while. There is not an iota of an American accent about you.
Well, I lived in Britain before that, and I tried not to lose it because I thought that
Point of
it's
difference.
charming, the Australian accent. I like the way I sound. But so last Father's Day they brought out Extraction 2. The Chris Hemsworth movie.
Yes,
the one where Chris talks like every Australian actor. Have you noticed that every Australian actor's like this? Yeah, we did a few things. It was pretty tough.
Russell Crowe, Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
Me and the boys got together and we're like this. And you're like, shut up, mate. You went to NIDA. Calm down with that. we're all so gritty. I studied at Whopper in Perth, right? I studied Whopper. I was the grittiest bloke there, mate. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you the wonderful thing about Whopper is go study. If you're a young man, go study a musical theatre at Whopper. They let in 15 men and 15 women each year, and those girls have been practicing dancing and acting their whole life, and the boys have also been doing that. I was one of 2 heterosexuals in that course. I cleaned up. It was a wonderful experience. I have very fond memories of Perth.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Saw a bit of drama last night in Channel 10 News. The drama was happening in Adelaide
Okay.
at Parliament House.
Yeah.
Ooh, righto.
Yeah.
Something political. What's the hot political topic in South Australia?
No, it was a man that was drunk.
The Smoke Mart.
Yeah.
The drive-through Smoke Mart.
Is there a drive-through smoke
Yeah,
mart?
there is.
Yeah.
What do you
It's
mean?
classic.
Like-
It's out
Yeah,
near
it's
the lakes.
Yeah.
Where we used to play footy out there.
And
We
you just
drive
like
past
drive
the bus.
so there's like a speaker box in your
A
audio
window,
diaries,
yeah.
and then you go
Yeah,
to the
it's
window
like
and then you get it.
Yeah, like a drive-through that you would see with a bottle shop, and you just drive through and get your darts. We always used to think, these guys are ahead of the times.
I'd be like, what are those people doing in the waiting bay? What are they waiting for? They must be getting their cigarettes hand rolled.
Yeah, there's some Cubans rolling cigars.
The old Laramies are in the top.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no, this was a guy who was it was 12:30 Thursday morning, and he had a bit to drink.
Okay.
And he thought that he would jump over and have a bit of fun in the Parliament House yard, and then decided to jump back over the fence to get away.
Of course.
And he was impaled on the fence while he was jumping.
Which bit of
through
him
the
got it?
wrist?
Oh.
Like that's like Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not getting away from that. It's not like getting your jumper caught on the thing.
For an hour he
you're
was
drunk as
for an
well.
hour he was dangling there. Waiting, and the emergency services, they end up coming over. They had to remove
He
the
must have been
fence.
screaming like
God.
a stuck
Imagine it.
pig. Yeah.
So they had to use an angle grinder to remove part of the fence, and in order to keep him safe, they put a bucket on his head so the sparks didn't get his eyes.
Safety first.
It's so good. It's a bad night, isn't it? Impaled on the fence, bucket on your head,
Look, I know
sparks flying.
And then they're cutting off the bit of the fence that's stuck in your wrist to take with you.
Yeah, so the bit of the fence went with him. Got surgery. Apparently he's okay. He's going to be facing a myriad of charges. So
Still wearing the bucket on his head.
Wicked scar. What a story.
it just shows
Amazing.
the danger of jumping the fence, Sean.
Yeah, it can be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did it once at my house when I was living in Burragoon, and I had an operation for osteitis, which is a groin operation.
Yes.
Actually, it's above your
You doodle.
Pubic bone.
Pubic bone, yeah,
Your
yeah.
pubic
And
doodle.
it's like, I would say, like having a cesarean. So they
Oh,
cut
okay,
through the
would
muscles.
you?
From your
Would you?
experience.
No, not having the baby come out,
Okay,
but
you're
they
saying.
cut the same muscles and they
Sure.
cut it open because
Sure.
they need to get through to the bone area.
Yes.
And I decided that the good idea would do to jump the fence because I couldn't get in through the garage at the time. And my Lord, I
Yeah.
screamed.
So what did you thought? What was your tactic? Did you go slowly and gently? Is that possible to go over the fence slowly
Hard
and
and
gently?
fast is what I thought because then I'd be
So
it
as
over be
explosive as possible.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
I had to go and see the doctor.
Yeah.
Because it split my the whole thing.
Yeah. The thing
guts are falling out.
the thing
Yes.
about jumping a fence is a lot of the times if you're not familiar with the fence, you don't know what's on the other side of the fence.
100%
Correct.
Nate.
You don't know if the other side of the fence is level or it could be like a 10-metre drop.
Yep.
Stella's in Ferndale. Hello.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good,
Talk to
Stella.
Stella.
The dangers of a fence, Stella.
Oh my gosh, the perils. So this is an under the fence, not an over the fence
Oh!
story.
Well, sorry, we were talking about over the fence. See ya.
What a twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
Hey, so my parents have a bit of property, a few livestock and things, and must have been about 10 years old, and we're all outside, probably feeding the animals the scraps, as you do. And
Yeah.
But I think my dad's saying, no, don't go under the fence. But of course, I know best. I'm 10.
no.
And I'm the boss of the family.
Yes.
And I've gone under the fence, and it was an electric fence,
Yes.
and it was on. Normally, they're not on. And I had wet hair and everything. So that actually was a bit of an extra kick.
It's a
So,
hard lesson
yeah.
to learn.
Oh, do you remember how much that hurt, Stel?
I really compared it to like being kicked in the head. Not that
Yes,
I'd
it is like
experienced
that.
but
And
I'm
because
just
it's
saying it was
pulsed,
like a-
so
yeah.
repeated. It's like you're being
Short, sharp,
repeatedly
yeah.
kicked in the head. Yeah.
No, just one. Just one.
Oh,
Quick,
just one?
click. Yeah.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. Little fence, not a strong electric currents, just,
Well, did you have to ease yourself under the fence there for it was pinning you down as well?
Look, I'm standing here on the side of the Albany Highway waiting for my bus. You should see my frizzy hair. So I probably did that then. It's probably
Okay, she's never recovered.
Me too. That's what
Never
happened to me
recovered.
as well.
Thanks,
And
Stella.
I also can see into the future now as well. So I probably helps with
That's
that.
awesome.
Oh,
That's awesome.
a John Travolta movie.
Are the Eagles going to win tomorrow?
They are. Yeah, we're going to be watching. They sure
Great.
will.
There you go. See, she can see the future.
Sure.
Thanks, Stella.
Cows.
Karis is in Rockingham. Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
Karis.
Did you have to jump the fence?
I did. I was, I think, around 6 months pregnant, and I'd locked myself out of the house, and everybody else was at work. But we used to leave the door open for my dog.
Yes.
So I've dragged the wheelie bin over to the fence
Yes.
and climbed up, but my pregnancy brain hadn't registered that. The other side, there's
Yes.
no bin on the other side.
Yes. It's a drop. Yes.
So I've jumped over and I'm barefoot. I went really carefully, I'm 6 months pregnant, and I landed on my toes and broke 2 toes.
Oh, Karis.
Karis.
Damn.
Oh, 6
So
months
then
pregnant.
I was hobbling around 6 months pregnant with 2 broken toes.
Oh, that's not fun.
On the 2 broken toes on the same foot, or one on each foot?
Yeah, same
yes.
right foot, and yeah.
Yeah,
is
that's
the
Yeah, it's a
thing.
trap for young
It's a
players.
trap.
You
It
mentioned
is.
that. You don't know what's on the other side.
But
You've
not
got to
just that,
factor in
being
the drop.
pregnant,
I
and it's
know.
and then breaking your toes. No,
As if your body's not going through
it's
enough.
just enough.
Oh, thanks,
Let's
Karis.
go to Tim in Como. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Nath, how you doing?
Good, buddy. Let's talk about fences and why they can be dangerous.
School footy days, just doing end-to-end kicking of the footy,
Yeah.
and they just put up some star pickets around some new trees,
Oh,
and
Tim.
went up for the mark, and it was before they had the caps on the
Yes.
On the
star
pickets.
Went up, grabbed the ball, and I was like, a sinking feeling came down, and it just ripped into my rib cage straight through the blazer of the shirt, and ended up with a pretty good scar to tell stories like
so,
this.
wait, so did they have to pull it back out of you?
You weren't impaled, were you? No. It just cut you
Oh
open.
my god!
Yeah, I landed on it, and then I scraped off the top of it because everything just fell on top of it.
how big a cut or wound was there, Tim?
Yeah, it was about 15 centimetres.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
almost from the middle across to the side.
Decent,
Yeah, that's huge. Did you hold the ball to the ground? Because you
Yeah,
of course you did.
Of course I did. Of course I
I mean,
did.
sometimes they don't pay him,
Hey,
Tim,
Sean,
and you'd be filthy.
Sean, grow up.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
There's something to be said about having your wits about you, right, at all times. Always be on the lookout, Sean.
Nathan, it's a really difficult situation because a lot of times you drop your guard because you're going to an area or a thing that you would think, oh, no, I'm
Or
nice
you're
and
just
safe.
minding your own
You
business.
just mind your
you
own
know?
business. I mean, think about it today. You could walk out into the street and you might just be like, caught
right.
up in a minute looking at a text message. Sean, your guard's down.
Yeah.
Your wits aren't about you. Anything can happen to you. You're vulnerable. So you should have your wits about you a little bit more when you're at a rodeo. And in Oregon, this was unbelievable. A rodeo bull. His name is Party Bus.
Yeah, I remember his name, Party Bus, yeah.
His name's Party
Party
Bus.
Bus, you know.
He's doing what he does. He's doing a bit of a parade circle around in the competition area.
Well, he'd already bucked off the rider and
Yeah.
he's just
Yep.
cruising around.
So the clown was kind of wandering around trying to
Yeah.
corral him into the
Whoever
area.
would have thought that they can jump so high? It jumped over the fence. This is the confusion and
When it jumped
Just
over the
jumped over the
fence,
fence?
it cleared it like a horse in the show jumping. It just
did,
kind
yeah.
of leapt almost from a
there it
standing
is.
start and just there he goes
Yeah,
over the top
over the fence.
and then into the crowd
And then
of course
so-
mayhem ensues.
So what happens next is they've got another shot of the camera and there's a group of people that haven't seen what's happening. They're just standing there talking. The bull runs around the corner and picks up what looks to be a lady. I'm not sure.
She just-
Actually,
yeah.
oh my God.
She looked like a mannequin the way the bull
Yeah,
threw
she was,
her out.
She was tossed by the bull's horn.
And then tossed, and then caught again, and then
Yeah.
tossed again, and then landed on the floor.
and she was oblivious to it happening. She
was
didn't know it was
having
there.
a conversation
Yes.
with two people, and next minute there's a bull's horn up her ass, and she's been put in the
know
air.
what
That
it
is
hit you.
insane.
It's crazy.
That is insane, and you're not ready. You want to be able to brace yourself for something like that.
For a
but-
bull's horn up your ass? I would think so.
At least a bit of breathing will be
Clench,
involved.
clench.
Okay, we got it.
She didn't have the opportunity because she did not know that was happening.
We're thinking maybe that
horrible.
would have saved her
Yeah.
to be limp
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
in
yeah.
those scenarios.
Yeah.
And if she had had a couple of drinks, that would have helped too.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. In that
If
because
you're just standing there minding your own business, just doing something, and then something full on
Yes.
happens to you, that's not fair.
No, it's not fair.
I've witnessed it happen at the dog park when, you know how dogs like to run
Yeah.
around. So a girl called Emma is a regular down at our dog park and she has a beautiful German Shepherd called Ava. And Ava and another dog, so two big dogs were running around.
Yeah.
But Emma was on her phone showing somebody a video. So she's standing next to somebody holding out her phone and her dog and this other dog both collected her. So they're running around madly getting the zoomies kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they have run straight into the back of her legs and thrown her up. And literally she was airborne. So it
Wow.
was that moment where
Yeah.
her legs have been swept out. She's in the air. She's a tall girl as well. And then she just went, it was almost like she hovered while everybody just watched. And then she went bang
thud.
straight down on the ground. And she had no idea what had hit her. Like she's like, what just happened?
Yep.
But it was her own dog as it turned out. So then you can't do anything.
Greg Heyer, of course, from the Wildcats.
Yep.
One of his favourite things in the world is watching someone get splashed by a puddle. And he rang me one day laughing his head off.
You mean like
'cause there
if a
was
bus
guy,
goes past or
yes,
whatever,
there was a
yes.
guy standing on the side of the road in full business attire, and he was on making Greg looked like he was making a very important phone call, and this guy, he got slammed by a puddle, and Greg could not breathe. He was laughing so much. But that guy's just standing there.
Minding his
He's
own
minding
business.
his
Mind his own business, dressed for success.
Yes.
And next minute, he's covered in bloody puddle water. That's a bad day, isn't it, Sean?
That's a bad day.
It's worse than having a horn up your ass. no, probably not. Well, you know.
Well,
hey,
each to their own.
Each to their own.
tomatoes,
That's right.
tomatoes.
Mel's in Rockingham. Morning, Mel.
Hi, how you going?
Hey, good
good
Mel.
Mel, when were you just standing there and what happened?
I was down at the Rockingham foreshore with the kids, and we grabbed some fish and chips because they're really good down there.
Yeah.
And anyway, I had a potato scallop, and I was just about to put it in my mouth. It was literally halfway in there, and a seagull came along and took it out of my mouth and cut my lip open.
Oh, what a
Wow, it went in hard.
Wow, it
Did it?
abused you.
Yes.
Mel, that's terrible.
You know what? Bloody birds. Remember when I was in Sydney and I was telling you guys,
Yeah.
I was down by Darling Harbour and I just bought a burger
Oh, yeah.
and it was in a plastic bag with my chips and I was ready to take it back to my room and eat it in private. And I was on
Alone,
the
not on
phone,
the balcony.
alone crying.
Yep.
And then I was on the phone to someone. I turned and I had my back towards my bag of burger. And then I heard this like rustling and the bird had actually gotten into my bag.
You don't expect that either.
You should next time just order chicken and chips because they're not cannibals. So
Mel, potato scallop. I never thought that was really on the menu these days. I think a lot of people go stock standard. I mean, I
just
go
like-
always for a Chico roll.
Is that like a fancy hash brown? Is it not?
yeah,
Yes,
essentially.
deep fry.
Yep.
And not
Yep.
a bad choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Devastating though for a seagull to steal it.
Well,
Thanks,
and
Mel.
you get cut in the mouth.
I
Also,
know.
would that be a tetanus thing?
I don't know that they
Birds
carry
are
tetanus, but
dirty,
it's,
aren't
yeah, it'd
they?
just be a gross
You get the
thing.
bird flu.
Yeah.
Dirty birds, they call them.
That's right. Stacey's in Kelmscott. Morning, Stace.
Good morning, guys.
Hey,
Okay,
Stace.
Were you just standing there minding your own business? What happened?
So I was walking down the path at the front of the Fiona Stanley Hospital. I was twiddling on my phone, as you do when you finished a long day at work,
Yeah.
and a window fell out of the fourth floor plant room and
Oh
smashed
my God!
right in front of me.
This is how, you know what, Stacey? This is how Nathan's been told he's going to die.
Can I tell you right
no.
now?
Yeah.
No, Stacey,
So
seriously.
Indian horoscope told
yeah,
you this.
so
yeah.
I got my Indian horoscope done, and it said that I will die by being hit by a piece of a crumbling building. And
no.
the other day, the state building in the
Yes.
city
Yeah.
that crumbled.
Yeah.
and I was like,
We've
Like
had
pastry
bits
now.
fall
we've
off
had
the
bits here.
facade here
Around the
too.
corner the other day. Around the corner the other day. Oh my God, they're coming. The Indian horoscope people are coming. There's a house that's just started crumbling. There's scaffolding up there. The crumbling is coming
Stop
to me.
going near it, Nathan.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran was right.
I remember when we first read
Crumbling
that.
like
Nat
pastry.
goes, "Oh, you'll be fine here." That's of course it's an Indian horoscope because over there a lot of buildings are crumbling.
And you're not Indian.
Not Indian.
I
Australian.
think the horoscope still applies.
Hey, Stace, how shocking was that for you?
And
Did
how close, back to Stace, how close was it to you, Stace?
So it literally smashed right in front of me. It cut my leg.
Oh, cut
I
your
had
leg.
glass powder everywhere. I thought I'd broken my toe, but luckily no physical injuries, just mental health injuries.
Yeah.
Did you nearly poo your pants? And I'm being serious then.
Honestly, I'm surprised I didn't.
I don't know if
be
something
horrifying.
shocking happened to me. I don't think my go-to would be to poo my pants. I don't think I'm just ready to poo at any stage of the day.
you don't know.
Sean had
No,
a
but
lot
like
of
you know when people
fibre.
say that, like you poo your pants. I don't have one ready to go for fear-based poo.
There's not one in the chamber.
There's not one locked and loaded.
What about your heart? Did you feel like your heart was going to drop
My
out?
heart could stop the thing, but I don't
Yes.
just have poo ready to go. Sean?
Natalie, where do you sit on that?
I'm with Nathan on this, even though I do eat a lot of fibre.
I don't
but
think.
there isn't one
I
ready
think
to go
right
at
now,
any
for her to
time.
ask the question, have you been so scared you pooed yourself?
Harry?
No, I don't have one ready to go. No, not really.
Where does the saying come from?
Did you want to find out if it's true?
Yes, anyone?
Has anyone
I do.
been so frightened
They
they
pooed their
their pants?
And you've got to be over 5.
Yeah, you got to be over 5.
Oh, this is where we're
Well,
at.
it's just everyone talks about
This
it.
is where everyone, non-stop.
Simple question. That prize is still up for grabs.
It is. It's still up for grabs.
All right, Sean, question.
Well, has anyone been so frightened? I asked the question to Stacey, did you poo your pants? No, she didn't. And Nathan never has one in the chamber, nor does Natalie for these situations.
But clearly you do, is what you're saying.
I just don't think that I'm wired for a fear-based poo.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.